my name is Dana Hackney. I'm 15 years old and I'm from Fishers, Indiana. I attend Hamilton Southeastern High School and my favorite subjects are math and African Studies. I am planning on graduating from Hamilton Southeastern High School next year, so I'll be graduating as a junior. And then my plan is to just take a gap year off and hopefully save up some money for college or whatever's next after I take my gap year. My family consists of my mom and my dad and my younger brother who's 10 years old, and his name is CJ. And my parents are definitely very supportive of my refereeing journey, and they drive me all over the place for reffing, which I'm very appreciative of. And my dad watches a lot of my games, which is pretty cool. In my free time, I like spending time with my family and my friends. I also crochet quite often, and I run a Christian Instagram account, and I also play soccer for Indy Premier. So for a couple years, I was working in a children's ministry at my church, and basically I would just help lead Sunday school and just help out with the kids and those sorts of things. To my parents, I definitely can't begin to say thank you enough, because I could not go anywhere without them because I don't have my license. So they drive me all over the place for refereeing, which is definitely amazing, and I'm so appreciative of that. I started playing soccer when I was 3 or 4 years old, and I really just always loved how fun it can be and how competitive it can be, and just getting to spend time with my friends while I'm playing. Indiana Soccer Association definitely does a wonderful job of developing players. As a player myself for Indy Premier and Indiana ODP, I really like how they are just so focused on player development and just strengthening players all around, not just on the field but off the field as well. Now I invite you to come along with me and watch me referee. I love basically every single aspect of officiating. It is such a community full of such amazing people, so I'm very appreciative of all the friendships I've been able to make through officiating. And then it's just really fun to get to be around the game so often and be around people that you love and learn a lot more about soccer through it. As an official, my most immediate goal is to become the Young Female Referee of the Year for the state of Indiana. And as far as moving up through the ranks, I want to get my high school and my collegiate licensing as soon as I possibly can. And then it would definitely be a huge dream of mine to eventually be able to referee in the NWSL and just see where it goes from there. The highlight of my officiating career this far would be I became the youngest person in Indiana to ever assistant referee a semi-professional game. And I had the opportunity to officiate a semi-professional game in the UPSL League, and the teams were FC Indy City against Inter Detroit. What was it? Inter Detroit, sorry. Okay. For anyone who is interested in becoming an official, I would 100% say to give it a shot and go for it. Even if you've never played soccer before or you think you don't know enough about the game of soccer, that's one of the really great things about this association and Indiana Soccer Referee Association is they are really great at educating their referees. And so don't let that set you back. Don't let your age or your gender or anything like that set you back from giving it a shot. You will learn so much about soccer and refereeing, and even if you play or you coach, you can definitely juggle both. And overall, it will really make you appreciate the game of soccer more, and you'll learn a lot, and you'll meet a lot of really awesome people. To be added to the academy is definitely a lot more than just someone who steps out onto the field and calls a fair game. I think one aspect of refereeing that people tend to look past is fitness, and fitness is a huge part of refereeing. So making sure that you're physically fit, not only physically fit enough to officiate one game well, but when you have numerous high-level MLS Next games or tournament games or showcase games in a day, are you able to still perform well even when you're physically exhausted? And then also just someone who has a real passion for refereeing, a desire to move up, and then also someone who can have their opinions and their thoughts and their views on the laws of the game challenged and critiqued, and really a desire to grow. And then professionalism is also huge, making sure that you're looking professional, you're communicating with your assigners well, and you're showing up to games at an appropriate time before the game, before kickoff, and you're taking all assignments seriously. When I was added to the academy, I was at first super shocked, and I definitely didn't believe that I was put in it. It was a dream of mine to be in the academy and a goal of mine to get there, but at 15, I just didn't really expect that. So at first I was super shocked, and then once it kind of set in, I got really nervous because I have such an incredibly large amount to learn, and all these referees in the academy are people that I really look up to and admire. But now that I've gotten to know some of them and develop relationships with them, I'm really just excited to see where it goes and am really appreciative of this opportunity. The Referee Academy of Indiana was created to identify and develop high-level referees and help them grow to the next levels and become the highest level official that they desire to become. It's focused around education, mentorship, and improving together. I definitely think that playing soccer can help you a lot with your social life and just life skills in general, because it teaches you how to juggle things outside of school, such as practices and game schedules, and then you're also able to interact with a bunch of girls your own age every week during practice and during games, and so you're able to really develop good, lasting relationships with them and play. Being a player and an official definitely gives you a completely different outlook on the game, and I've watched thousands of plays develop as I'm refereeing, and so now I'm pretty good at being able to identify when this type of ball is played, how often it creates a scoring opportunity versus if a different kind of ball is played, how often that fails. And so that's been something cool that I've been able to transition over to my club team, and it's definitely gives refereeing and playing a different side and a different viewpoint. And so if you are a player who's interested in refereeing, I can definitely say that it would not only teach you more about the game, but I really do believe that it would make you a better player because you learn to see the game completely and entirely differently by refereeing. One of the biggest highlights of my refereeing career this far was I became the youngest referee in the state of Indiana to assistant referee a semi-professional match, and that was two teams in the UPSL. It was FC Indy City against Inner Detroit Football Club, and it was definitely a really, really incredible opportunity. The Referee Association is definitely really incredible on making sure that they help to develop referees, specifically young referees, and they really pour into you. The amount of assigners and referees and referee mentors who have stayed after games and just provided me with advice and feedback has been so beneficial in me developing myself as a referee. Throughout my journey, there's definitely been several inappropriate sideline behaviors that I have encountered, and unfortunately that is definitely part of refereeing, and that's one of the more challenging aspects of refereeing. But when coaches and parents are acting inappropriately, so often then players will also start acting inappropriately because we learn from those people that we look up to. And so that definitely does negatively impact the game pretty greatly, and though that's part of the game, it definitely makes refereeing a lot more challenging. My call to action for players, parents, and coaches that do act inappropriately during a game would really be to take a moment and educate yourself on the laws of the game, because at the end of the day, we all make mistakes out on the field. Every player, every coach, every parent, and every official. We will never have a perfect game, but also so many times I see inappropriate behavior because of the lack of knowledge of the rules and the laws of the game. So my first call to action would definitely be to just take some time, read up on the laws of the game, and educate yourself. And then also, I would just encourage you to consider why the referees are here and to remember that they were assigned this game for a reason. Even if they don't look like the typical referee, they were still given this game for a reason, and your respect would definitely be appreciated.